Alright, the mic should work now. Okay. Alright, the mic should work now. Okay. Alright, the mic should work now. Okay. My end. That's good to know. Alright. That should be everything. Let's see how good the audio is. Should be everything. Let's see how good the audio is. Game sounds look pretty low. Well, as stream once I make this live. But outside of that, everything looks perfect. So. And with that, we are making it go live. Alright, stream should be live now, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go notify my Discord server real quick. And we're gonna get started. Why is the FPS so low? My FPS is dying? Alright, it works now. So. Announcements. Add announcements. I am now live. Please go check it out. Sure, that's simple enough. Normally, my friend Volcanic is in charge of announcements, but he's at a gym right now, so I'll do it instead. Alright. Perfect. Alright. With all that, we can now get started. Yo, Volcanic, welcome to the stream. Internal, welcome to the stream. Prime Gamer, welcome to the stream. First stream in a very long time, but hopefully things go well. I'm going to be doing some Blaze Slayer. Every time I've tried to do Blaze Slayer live, it's gone terribly. So let's see how it goes this time. Terraria gaming is wild. I actually recently got Terraria. I got the game because it was on sale, and I was like, I've never played Terraria in my life. I'll give it a shot, right? I'll give it a shot, and it was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. There's definitely some complaints I have with the game, but overall, it was really new, and it was unique, and I actually really like it. The stream froze? On my end, it seems fine. I think it just used Volcanic. I pirated it today. Nice, yeah. I just bought it. It's a pretty cheap game, so I just bought it when it was on sale for like the summer sale. No, not summer sale. Whatever the sale was, there was some big sale going on. Maybe Black Friday, I think. And I got the game. It was actually really fun. I actually really enjoyed it. I beat the game in like 3 days. It was very interesting for sure. I felt like it was the early game felt a lot like early game Minecraft, right? Like I was scared of like going to caves and shit. It was pretty funny. And like it was super hard to navigate too, like how big it was and everything. But outside of that, it was fun for that part. Then I felt like everything was very easy and streamlined until you get to the mechanical bosses, where it's like a big like DPS check. If you're not powerful enough, you'll just die to the mechanical bosses, and I wasn't a fan of that because I felt like there was no skill expression. But that was something that did happen. Afterwards, everything else was very streamlined. I felt Moonlure was a bit easy. I beat him first try. But outside of that, it was pretty good. Alright. But we're doing Blaze Slayer today. Hopefully we can make some money. I recently hit Blaze 8, so now I have a lot more true defense. So it's going to be pretty interesting seeing how it goes. But overall, I'm just excited to do some more Blaze Slayer again. Hopefully now that I'm way more experienced with Blaze Slayer, I can finally actually do it properly. I'm pre-Eye of Cthulhu. Okay, I see, yeah. That's a lot of damage. Oh, I forgot to eat my gummy bear. I'm gonna die, aren't I? I'm gonna fail my first boss. Okay, that is something. I completely forgot. Wait, actually, I know there's a way I've survived. Skill. Oh! Sorrow chestplate. Alright, I should be fine now. Still taking way too much damage, though. I forgot gummy bear and potion. Again. I was doing a warm-up run before this, and I also forgot gummy bear and potion. So that's fun. I actually didn't manage to totem skip either. But yeah, I haven't been grinding nearly as much Skyblock recently because I've been busy with stuff, but starting again is quite fun overall. That is a lot of damage from the outside blazes. Holy crap. Okay, final phase. Let's pray. I don't want to fail the first boss. Come on. Oh, easy. Not even close. I wasn't even low for 1 second. Alright. We getting potions, we getting everything first, and then we can actually start doing the bosses properly. So, potion, gummy bear, potion, 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 potion. So, someone remind me in half an hour when the potion runs out. I always forget to get the potion again because it doesn't tell you when you have your potion or when you don't or when it doesn't work. It's just like that, you know? We gotta do some Blaze Slayer. The funniest part is I've got all the way to Blaze Slayer 8. I'm at like 700 something thousand, not 400 something thousand XP, like 420k or something, ironically. And I haven't gotten a single high class Archfiend dice. I don't know how that's physically possible, but I haven't. It's not like I've been having bad RNG. I've had many Wilson's engineering plans, other stuff. I just haven't had any high class for some reason. It's really weird. I've had all the other ones just fine. It's just high class. But have you guys noticed though? The next mayor. It's Diana. I'm very worried to say this, but I might do another Diana stream. Since Diana's back. I have to do Diana anyways, because I need money. I need the bestiary. I need the XP from the Skyblock XP quest for Diana. So I'm going to need to do the thing anyways, regardless of anything. So I might as well stream it. I don't know if I'm going to do like a streaming till Chimera book, but I might. We'll see, we'll see. I may or may not do it. Well, Chimera this time 100%. Hopefully. I remember the first time I did, I streamed for like 16 hours or something until I could finally get a Chimera book. It was like 2 separate streams. And then the very next Diana that came like 2 or 3 weeks later, I got like 4 Chimeras in the span of 2 hours. It was insane. I don't know how that happened, but it was wild. The other way, you get like no Chimeras. But nowadays, Chimeras are worth so much money. Like, dropping one is actually insane now. It's just so much money. So I'm hoping I can drop a couple Chimeras. That's good. That's the game plan right now. I'm also finally back to uploading. You guys should check out the new video. It's kind of good. I put a lot of effort into it. It's quite a good video, if I have to say so myself. I also have a new video in the works right now. It's coming up probably next Saturday, if everything goes well. This guy's real tanky. He's corrupted for some reason. This kind of waste my time to fight it, but hey, I'll fight it regardless. Alright. But yeah, recently I've been really busy with stuff, which is why I took another big break from uploading a while back. But I just started again. I'm going to try to be more consistent, you know. Don't have to upload a lot, but like if I can get weekly or once every 2 weeks, it's going to be a huge W for me. That's my game plan right now. Boom. Who knows, maybe later in this stream I'll do some profile reviews as well. I've been considering that. I mean, it's been a while. A lot of people have DM'd me in recent times asking like, oh yeah, are you ever going to do profile reviews again? Could you review my profile and stuff? Usually if I have the time, I'll look through their profile, but I think doing one big profile review stream once again would probably be a good idea as well. So that's game plan right now. But this stream's honestly pretty impromptu. I just felt like streaming again. It's been a very long time since I've last streamed. I don't know how many months now. So it's good to start streaming again. Get some streams in, you know. I probably plan on maybe streaming a little more consistently. I don't know how consistently we're talking, but probably a little more consistent at least, hopefully. That's the plan. Maybe weekly. Maybe. It's a very big maybe, but maybe weekly. Otherwise though, these Blaze Slayer bosses have been going real smooth. It's been going nice. No hiccups whatsoever. I even managed to survive the first one where I forgot to go pot and gummy bear. So that's huge. Alright. Also, by the way, do you guys hear the game sounds? Is it loud or is it quiet. I put on 1% game sound. It's really, really quiet, but for me, but I know that game sounds for some reason are super loud in streams and recordings. So I don't know how loud it actually is. Boom. But yeah, overall, my next goals on this profile is finally maxing out my Kudra collection, because I've been like holding off on that for a while now. And I also want to then go and get myself Blaze 9, maybe E-Man 9, but I hate doing E-Man. And then I would try and go for Kata 50. I'm decently close now. I'm like halfway through to 48. I mean, it's not close, but like if I did like 3 hours of dungeons a day, I could probably get it in like a month. Something like that. If I had the time to do 3 hours of dungeons a day. But yeah. That was pretty bad. Thankfully it's first phase, so I should be easily able to do pillar rush. Or pillar skip more so. But yeah, this is my blaze strategy right now. Like I could probably do a faster carpet cheese strategy, but I'm decided to just play this the chill way. Because for stream, I don't want to be focusing on the 2 different beams going at me at the same time and stuff like that. So I'd rather just do these while sitting in a safe spot. For those wondering why this is a safe spot, there's a skull here, as you can see. I can stand the skull, but the fire can't spawn on the skull. So thankfully, if I stand here, no fire pits. No fire pits means no dodging, and no damage taken from fire pits. And since I'm in an elevated position, I can also dodge the beams from Quasi and the fire from Typhoeus. So it's also huge. That's pretty much why I'm here. By doing this, I can literally do this super chill. Like, if I didn't have to spawn the bosses, if it was only bosses chained one after the other, I could honestly just be doing, like, Blaze Slayer while not even being at my computer. All I would need is, like, my mouse and be able to see the screen. It'd be hilarious. Do Blaze Slayer on my phone. All I need is a mouse. Just connect a wireless mouse to the phone somehow. Just do Blaze Slayer. But sadly, I must move around to spawn the boss. So I'm not able to just go with the mouse. During the boss, you don't even really move at all. You kind of just stand still. Later on, if I were to do profile reviews, I'd probably have to switch the thumbnail over. It'd be pretty funny if I had a stream called Profile Reviews, and then the thumbnail just Blaze Slayer. That'd be pretty comedic. We'll see, we'll see. Also, this is not the normal time in which I stream. I have to stream at this time of day because, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. What was it? I'm trying so focused trying to fight the fucking burning soul demon. I'm losing my train of thought. Normally I stream later in the day, but I had nothing else to do, so I thought I might as well stream. So, I thought these are harder than the actual boss itself. I'm sure it's like almost guaranteed they added an extra 0 by accident to its damage chart. Like if it had 10% of its current damage, it would still be a strong mini boss. But it literally 2-hits anyone. Unless you're wearing like full true damage, it still will 2-hit you. But overall, these bosses have been super smooth. And it's been really nice. There's a lot less people now because it's no longer Aatrox, so I can just chill out. But yeah, like the Burning Soul Demon is sometimes not even worth. Like if it didn't have so much range where it can shoot you from across the screen, I probably would just ignore them. But I don't ignore them because I can't really do that because yeah, I need to combat XP from them. Yo, Terminon, welcome to the stream. It's been a while, hasn't it? Decided to stream today because I was bored. Just doing some Blaze Slayer. Hopefully this time I don't skill issue it. But for now, it's been great. I've done 5 bosses. No skill issue yet. Except for forgetting to Gummy Bear, but I still managed to beat the boss, so I'll take that. Yeah, that is great. I mean, I think it just comes from experience. I've done so many Blaze Slayer bosses over the past few weeks, months. I don't know how long I've been doing Blaze for. I've gained high levels of experience on the boss. I'm Blaze Slayer 8 already. On my way to 9. That's gonna be a long one. But it's been making me money at the same time, so I really can't complain. So that's good. For those of you wondering, by the way, why Vosio is just sitting there, he's just chilling over there, it's because I'm using BlazeTech ham radio. So by doing that with him, I get all the stats from BlazeTech, which I'll explain in a bit, and I'll explain why I need those stats. It's really interesting. I can't do it right now because I can't hover over it during the boss fight. Actually, I maybe could during demons. Yeah, I can do it during demons. So it gives you 60 defense, 40 true defense, 1 combat wisdom, and 2 vitality, right? If someone else near you has the BlazeTech ham radio. But the reason why it's important is because of the 40 true defense. That's literally it. That carries the entire item. The 40 true defense are so huge for surviving Blaze Slayer, and normally you wouldn't need it because you're using a Sorrow chestplate, right? But since I have that 40 true defense, I don't need my Sorrow chestplate and can just wear full Crimson. And thanks to that, I can just do bosses slightly faster, have slightly more damage, and since everything is veteran, I can spawn the boss slightly faster. It's not much, it's 2 less kills. The damage is pretty irrelevant, but hey, I'll take it honestly. It's still very pleasant to have that, and with that I also don't need to wear a Warden helmet, so I can spawn a lot faster because I can run around without being super slowed. So that's also a really big positive of it, obviously. But yeah, I'm getting my inventory full soon with all these Blaze potions. I'm running out of space in my ender chest to store all the potions. I now know the pain of people having so many potions that they just give them away now. I have so many just sitting here. Sell this. And also these mana disintegrators. Like they're worth like such a weird amount. They're worth like 600k each. They're just low enough for me to not want to bother selling them, but they're just valuable enough for me to not feel good about voiding them. So I don't know what to do with them, honestly. They're such an awkward value. It's pretty funny. Honestly, if anyone wants them, just if you find me in my lobby, I'll just give you like 10 of them. They're just vibing in my ender chest now. These mana disintegrators. They're worth like 600k a pop. It's crazy. It's pretty funny though. Nowadays I've reached a point, right, where I don't really need coins anymore. Like obviously there's always more stuff I could buy. I could G7, P7 my armor. I could make my armor infernal. There's so many things I could buy, but I have everything I need. There's literally nothing else I actually like. There's no case where I'll be like, oh, look at my stuff. I don't know what to buy, right? I mean, I don't have the gear to do something. Outside maybe some like cheese stuff. The only thing I'm thinking about though would be fishing. I still have thunder armor for fishing. I do need to get myself a Magma Lord set. But if I am to get one, I want to get like a uniform set. Like every set has the same attributes. In order to do that, it's kind of a pain to gather the pieces that I need for that, which is why I haven't done it yet. Definitely, I'm looking into getting a Magma Lord set eventually. Magma Lord, and then I would probably go into the Mage path. Get Mage gear. I don't really want it because I don't want to play Mage in M7, and especially considering that I would have to spend an extra like 4 or 5 billion coins just so I can unlock an extra class in dungeons. I'm not so sure about that for now. I'd rather just get like infernal armor or something. But even then, if it was infernal armor, I'm just debating like which piece I would even go for first. Because on paper, it should be the Terror set, right? It's the most damaged stat checky set in the game. The more damage, the better. So Terror is always good for Kudra, but Terror is only good for Kudra and maybe dragons. So if you're only using Terror for dragons and Kudra, then wouldn't it be better to get something like Aurora, which applies to so many different aspects of the game? But then on the same note, when you want to get Crimson, since all the content I'll be mainly focusing on for the next few weeks to months are going to be Slayers, because I want to get all max Slayers. So if I want to be doing that, I'll only be using Crimson for most of it, right? So wouldn't it be then Slayer time? I would need Slayers to do that. So it's been a dilemma for me, you know? Really? Look at that. I almost have maxed Bestiary for these guys. I'll easily hit it on my way to Blaze 9. These guys they're probably my top kills now for mobs. I've killed a lot of them now. Probably top 5. It's crazy because these guys aren't exactly weak. Let's go a bunch. Oops, wrong attribute. I might not be able to totem skip here. We'll see. I don't even know. I don't think he spawns totems in first phase, so that's pretty chill. I can just be really slow. W's in the chat. We streaming. Obviously, it's gonna be slow. I know this stream is gonna be like pretty low on the algorithm's priority rate, you know, because I haven't uploaded or streamed in months. Well, I recently uploaded, obviously, like yesterday, but I haven't streamed in months, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get things rolling. But I just want to stream a little bit today, you know. I know there won't be probably many people here, but just to get back into the habit of it, I'm gonna try starting to stream weekly. So that's definitely gonna be a game plan for that. Mid to stream better than refraction stream. Real. Another factor is that I think interest is streaming right now. Okay, what killed me? That was weird. First skill issue of the day. What was the thing that killed me? I'm actually curious because I have all my buffs on. I'm guessing somebody else spawned a boss and he somehow targeted me. That would be my guess. But that wouldn't make much sense, would it? Huh. Bizarre. It is what it is. Yeah, so I was saying, I think Interest is streaming right now, so he is taking all the viewers, obviously. But hey, it is what it is. Mr. Phoenix Devil, welcome to the stream. Oh, you're a channel member? Is that the logo? I don't actually know much about how channel members works. But hey, if you're a channel member, I really appreciate it, man. That's huge. I never talk about my channel member system. It's pretty funny. But damn, yeah. I'll probably like refine it in the future. And then I'd like tell people that it exists, you know. I think it's a pretty cool system, definitely channel members. I'll definitely look into it in the long run. I plan on expanding on streaming in the future as well, doing stuff like Twitch streaming and stuff like that. But yeah, oh yeah, he is Paul Gaming. Yeah, that's why he's doing. He's doing some dungeons right now, I believe. I was thinking of doing some dungeons, but then I realized I don't want to be doing dungeons during stream because I feel like M7, while your focus is being separated, is a terrible idea. Which is why I used to not stream Blaze Slayer. But now that I've done so many Blaze Slayer bosses, my entire like this has become pure muscle memory. I'm literally like looking at chat while I'm doing this. I'm not even looking at my screen. My peripheral vision is all I need to do Blaze Slayer now. Because everything has become muscle memory. Oh, no bosses. Yeah, talking about muscle memory, I completely forgot about resetting my boss. That was quite the interesting one, not gonna lie. Down timing. Rates are pretty decent though. 24 bosses an hour while being looking at stream is not bad at all. Boom. But yeah, Blaze Slayer is very chill. Honestly, like I feel like Blaze Slayer is much better than Enderman Slayer. At least the current Enderman Slayer. I just feel like it's a little awkward, you know? And how it's designed and how it behaves. I'm just not a fan of it. I feel like old Enderman Slayer made sense, like there was skill to it. You would go in and fight the boss whenever you could Endstone Sword. And that made sense, right? Like it was how it's balanced around. But since the nerf on Endstone Sword, it's become kind of weird. It's pretty much almost stat checky in many ways, you know? So like if you have really high HP, then you'll be fine. If you don't, then you'll just die. I feel like that's not exactly a fair system. And it's a lot of stat checking too. No idea what are you talking about? Which part do you not understand? How Blaze Slayer? What, like how the E-Man meta changed? Because back in the day, right, with Enderman Slayer, you used Endstone Sword to pretty much be able to survive the damage back when people didn't have like Crimson Armor and stuff. You used Endstone Sword to survive. Nowadays, it's kind of weird, you know. Nowadays, you can't exactly do that anymore because they nerfed Endstone Sword. So because of that, things have changed a little bit in the meta because of how Endstone Sword behaves. Since you don't have it anymore, it becomes more stat checky. At one point, you could also use the Pigment Sword, but that wasn't exactly optimal either. Appreciate some tips, IGN, the Mudkip page, and no problem. I mean, normally I'm not doing profile reviews yet, but since you're a channel member, I will make a royal exception. I will give you a profile review right now and see what it's all about. Anyone who joined the stream, by the way, welcome to the stream. This is a really laid back stream I'm doing. I'm just chilling, getting back into streaming groove. I feel like your APIs are off, man. I'll just turn them on, let me know when they're on, and then I'll check out your profile, no worries. Unless I spelled it wrong. Wait, did I spell it wrong, maybe? Oh yeah, my bad. I tried to spell your YouTube name. Right. Let's do that again. Oh, the Mudkip agent is how you wrote. I was wondering what it was spelling. The Mud page. Okay, I got it now. All right, we have your profile. Let's take a look. Slayers look pretty balanced. You should probably get Rev and Tara to 9. I mean, it's just really easy. Do you have a hype? Let me check. Let me check. Oh, maybe you don't. Okay, well, if you don't have a hype, don't do, what is it called? Tara. But if you do, then do Tara. Outside of that, skills are looking good. Mining 50 is perfectly fine. Foraging 25 is great. Enchanting, just get it over time by doing dailies. Carpentry, yeah, you're point of game, it's fine. Farming is great, 60. Okay, I guess your main farming, considering your equipment here. Everything else looks good. At your point of game, this is actually a really, really well-balanced skill set. Maybe go and get Alchemy 50, but I would say that just get it during the thing. What is it called? I would say get it during Derpy, but Derpy's in a while. You can wait if you're in no rush. Get your Slayers up a little bit, but everything below here is fine. I would just leave it as is for now. But I would say Rev and Tara, you can definitely get those higher. Catacombs, I'm guessing you're not much of a Catacombs guy, which is true. What's your goal in the game, Phoenix Devil? What's your goal in the game? Because based on that, I can also like guide you more accurately. Since right now I'm guessing you're just you main farming, which is great. And you're doing good with that. But what do you want to get into? Do you want to get into dungeons? Do you want to get into something else? Because otherwise I would just say keep it up. You have a pretty solid net worth, but it's still a bit low for any combat content. Like Kudra or dungeons if you want to get into master mode. I did see that you got Enderman Slayer 7 though, so you can definitely get your hands on a Terminator if you don't. Oh, you already have one. Okay. Well, since you already have a Terminator, master mode is definitely a big opening for you if you want to get into that kind of content. Then I would recommend that you go and get yourself a gold head. You want to do Diana? Interesting. If you're going to do Diana, I recommend right-click Diana, which would require Hyperion. If you can't do that, then your armor plus a Daedalus axe should do the trick, if that's what you want to do. But definitely do something along those lines, and then you can do it that way. But if I were you, I would keep farming. If farming is something you enjoy and that you don't like get really, really bored at, then keep farming, build up that net worth, get yourself a hype, get yourself a storm set or an aurora set. Get those things that will open the doors in your profile. Midas stuff? No, not at all. Midas stuff is terrible. Unless you're trying to do like some Enderman Slayer cheese. I'm sorry, Midas stuff is a waste of money. It's way too expensive. And what would you do with it, right? Master mode dungeon? A Terminator is better. One tap ghosts. But why would you farm ghosts, right? That's a question that I would ask you. Because ghosts don't make that good money. They make worse than your farming stuff, I'm guessing. They're harder to do. You're also gonna run out of mana. You would need a mage set. I would recommend, in my opinion, that you stick to what you're doing right now. Just a goal. Interesting. So you want a one-tap ghost, but then Midas staff actually a meta for ghosts? Because I've never heard of it before. Also, Mr. Matt in the game, welcome to the stream. I'm not even worth 200 mil. I see, yeah. I mean, you gotta keep grinding, and then you can get those coins up, you know? If ghost is your goal, it's a really weird one. But, like, I mean, you could buy... No, I was about to say you could buy a Claymore, but I doubt you have an M7 completion. I want to do it with a sword. Rate mine, please. Oh, NXZ, of course, I'll rate your profile in a bit. No problem, don't worry about it. I want to do it with a sword, then yeah, I mean, if you get a Claymore, then you should be able to do it easily with your armor, right? But a Claymore requires an M7 completion, which is a bit annoying to get. So do keep that in mind. So yeah. But if you're able, if you want to like just go for it, get cat at 36, buy carries to M7, then you could just use a Claymore, like a standard Claymore that costs like 300 mil. Should get you the easily allow you to kill ghosts. I like dungeons, but I can't do terminals because of ping. I mean, you don't have to do floor 7 though, right? If you want to climb in cat level, floor 7 is a terrible idea. With your gear, you should be looking into getting into M1s and then M3 parties with your cat level and gear. That's what I would recommend. If you focus on that, you can definitely go and progress that way. And it would be much better for progression that way, you know? Also, yeah, I'll check your profile now, Mr. Nuclear Bag. I know your IGN. But yeah, alright, so, let's take a look. Slayers are looking good. I see you're on your track to get to 6 and then 7. Definitely focus on that whenever you have time. Probably looking to get to Sven 9, 7, sorry, not 9. Because you're going to need to get some power orbs eventually. And 7 does unlock most of those orbs except for Plasma Flux, I believe. Outside of that though, if you have access to a hype, do Tara Slayer. Just get it because it's free. It's so easy. Your Catacombs level is looking pretty good. You could probably get into some early master mode once you get your Terminator. Outside of that though, the gear is looking very nice. You got a hype here, perfect. Just keep up what you're doing. I think you're going to be right on track for progression. Just focus on getting 7, save up your money, get a Terminator, and then use that Terminator to get into dungeons or maybe even Kudra. Any money making method I can do with my current skill, also farming is not meeting my money requirements. Huh. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how much money you're making, but I believe with your gear, you should be making somewhere in the 12 to 15 mil ballpark, right? You've been a member for like 1 year? Really? That's crazy, man. I really appreciate it then. Thank you so much. 12 mil an hour, yeah, that's around what I was thinking. So 12 mil an hour, and you're looking for a higher amount, which is understandable. 12 mil an hour is not ideal. It used to be really good when you could just fully AFK, but now you have to like kill pests every hour or something, right? So that's not great. You could consider mining, but mining would take a long time to get to and is also very, very annoying to do. Otherwise, though, you're kind of in an awkward spot, because you have, in my eyes, you have 2 options. You become a dungeon sweat, and you try and rush as fast as possible to M5. Because M5, that actually makes good money. So try to rush as fast as possible to be able to play M5, and then you'll be getting good cat level plus good money, which is a really good thing to do. Or, you can try and get into lower tiers of Kudra. It will take a long time farming the rep. I recommend you start now, because you can do rep at any point in the game. Get that rep up, and then once it's time to do like tier 4 Kudra, you can definitely look into it. Because tier 4 Kudra, all you need is a hype, a term, clean terror, and a storm or aurora set. That's all you need. It's really affordable. You don't need a good combat pet. You don't need anything. So if you want to do like tier 4 Kudra and still be making like 60-70 mil an hour, then you can definitely look into doing that once you have the reputation for it. Stay still. It's almost out. Got to aim it at the screen. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I can't kill any mob in Isle, so I never touched it. Oh yeah, but a lot of those quests you don't need to kill mobs. If you look at them, they're like, bring me back 5 nether wart. Something like that, you know? Go explore this area or save this hostage. The majority of the quests do not require combat. And once you get a hype, you'll be able to easily do, which is why I would recommend you farm till a hype. Right, if you're able to stomach it. Nothing. Alright, I see Mr. 47067K. Is it still worth... Is Rift worth for money? I have 55... Sorry, there's like an icon covering my chat. 1 second. Can I move this in any way? Nope, I can't. Okay, that's an interesting system YouTube put it in. Is it worth Rift for money? I have 55 minutes time. Oh, Rift time. That makes sense. Okay, I was confused about what you meant by 55 minutes. I mean, I'm not very familiar with how the Rift thing works. I just went in to get the Skyblock XP and it never came back. I'm not gonna lie. But I did hear that some stuff is good. I mean, how much money does Rift make? Do you know? I heard that when it came out, it was like 30 mil an hour, but surely it's not this much anymore. I farmed from 40 to 60 in 1 month, made like 2 bill, but I started to get boring. Yeah, that's definitely understandable. Like a lot of these like money-making methods that aren't combat do get boring pretty quick. I don't know, it's hard to say, right? But how close would you say you are to getting a hype if you were to sell your farming gear? Not sure, just doing Vampire Slayer? Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, that's my opinion on it. If it makes decent money, they definitely do that. But my, like, mentality whenever I play the game, though, is I want to do things that will also progress me in the game, right? I don't want to do things only for the sake of money. That's my mentality. Obviously, it's not something most people can do just because it's inefficient, right? Which is why my net worth is so low for my Skyblock level. I'm level like 350 and my net worth is like 24 billion. Which is, it's like high, right? But like you realize I'm Skyblock level 350. So it's not actually high. Most people around my Skyblock level are like at 30, 40 billion net worth. That's because I pretty much focus on progression. So for example, I'm doing Blaze Slayer here. Although yes, it technically makes me a lot of money. I'm doing it because I want to hit Blaze 9. Right? I'm not doing it because it makes me money. Same thing with Kudra. Once I get to max Kudra collection, I'll probably stop doing Kudra. I might do it from time to time if I need money, but most of the time I'll stop taking Kudra seriously and I'll stop grinding Kudra. Right? That's just my mentality because it no longer progresses me, it only becomes a money stick. That's it. Obviously I'll have to come back to it eventually for Bestiary, but when you're doing Kudra Bestiary, it's a little different too, you know? You gotta do different things. I just died again. I'm guessing my potion ran out, which is why I'm taking so much damage. It's hard to say though. And pop. Alright, we got our true defense back, boys. Now we shouldn't die to the boss. I can get it just by selling stuff I don't need. Atom Split, Giant Sword, Edric. Oh, you have all of those. Oh, yeah. Then I would recommend you get rid of your Hyperion. I'm not gonna lie. And you get rid of those and get a Hyperion. Because a hype is going to be really good for most of the content you want to get into at your point of game. Right? That's what I would say. But I would recommend you get a Hyperion if you can get your hands on one. And then try getting your rep up. Because if you get a hype, and if you have the money as well for say a Storm set, you could probably farm it. Preferably an Aurora set. Then you can start looking into getting into Kudra. Obviously, it's going to take like a month to get the reputation. But yeah. But otherwise good. Rift still makes like 20 mil an hour. Damn, that's pretty good then, yeah, for sure. Especially considering it doesn't require anything from your main profile. I'm level 138, no hype. I think that's pretty standard though, Mr. Nazareth. Right? Hyperion has gone to a point in the game where it takes like a lot to be able to get it. It's pretty crazy. If you get hype, you can do Kudra. Yep, hype in term, you can do Kudra. Hype or term though? It's a very complicated question. I made an entire video on it if you want to go check that out. Discussing the different aspects of Hyperion and Terminator, comparing them. So I definitely recommend you check that out. But the short of it is, if you want to do dungeons, get term. If you don't want to do dungeons, don't get term. It's really simple, really. There's obviously more nuance to that, depending on different parts of the game you want to do, how you want to progress, and what skills you want to progress. If you're more skill focused, more money focused, there are many different factors, obviously. But the simple of it is, if you want to play dungeons, get term. If you don't get term. Pretty much. But if you want to do some dungeons and some other stuff, then different, right? If you don't want to do master mode but want to play regular dungeons, then it's also different. There's a lot of nuance. Also, if you can't afford a term, I mean, if you can afford a term but you can't afford a hype, right? Because a hype is more than double the cost of a term. But I just don't sell stuff to get another. It doesn't boost net worth and not good things. Since humans always strive, many recommend selling term. Selling term? That doesn't make any sense, though, does it? If you're selling your term, like you're looking into getting into your next arc, almost on your profile, right? It's my guess. If you're looking into progressing into something more, something higher level, if you want to do that, you need the Terminator. All endgame content centers around a Terminator outside of Slayers. Even like Enderman Slayer kind of uses Terminator if you want to be fast with it. I don't see how selling term is a good idea over something else. Obviously, like if you're actively using your giant sword, then fine. But like, I don't see much of a oh no, the boss spawn. I don't see much of a use for giant sword, really, in terms of progression in the game. It doesn't have much of a position nowadays. It's kind of useless, in my opinion. Hello, Mr. Blaze Slayer. Yeah, like if you don't want to ever touch Kudra or dungeons, sure, sell your Terminator. But Terminator is a door opening factor. Like if you don't have term, you're not getting into master mode. You're not getting into Kudra. That's just a reality, right? So if you want to progress in those two endgame paths that both make a lot of money, then you're gonna need a Terminator. You won't need an Adam's Plate though. You won't need a giant sword, but you will need a Terminator. But if Slayers is what you want to do, for example, you want to get into Slayers, you want to start doing, I mean, you can't really do Blaze, I don't think, right now, but like, you want to get into Slayers and stuff, then I understand selling the Terminator. Right? It really depends on what you want to do in the game. It's such a complicated question. Hype or term, blah, blah, blah. I think Hype or Giant Sword is just not great. Giant Sword is my worst purchase. Yeah, I see what you mean there. This time I'm being faster, getting term. What do you mean by being faster getting term? How much MP do you need for term? It's complicated, for sure. It depends on how much damage you want to sacrifice for crit damage, you know? It really depends on the many factors. So like for example, if you what is it? Give me a second. Accept my friend request? Oh shit, I forgot about that. My bad. But yeah, for Terminator, yeah, 850 plus is usually the recommended number, like 800, roughly in the 800 ballpark. But the thing is, there's so many different factors. This is an oversimplification. Because let's look at my Terminator, for example, right? Let me pull it out. Right here. If you notice, my Terminator is spiritual. Not very common for people to have a spiritual Terminator, right? Which is really weird when you take a first look at it. But the reason why it's spiritual is because I have a high enough magical power and stats for me to not need hasty anymore. So, to be able to use a spiritual Terminator, normally I don't really do F-ads, but since you've been channel member for a while, Mr. Phoenix Devil, I will make an exception for you. 600 MP was good. Yeah, I don't know. 600 MP is a good start. It's good in some way. But if you want to use a Terminator, magical power is quite important due to that crit chance, right? But it really depends on how much damage you're willing to sacrifice in order to get the crit chance. So of course magical power really helps with that. And also you have to keep into account that magical power also it depends on how many enriched talismans you have. Because you put those enrichments on crit chance, right? It also depends on if you have a beacon, because that also gives you crit chance. So it's also a very important factor to keep into account. To get term. I just forgot the word and use fast. Oh, okay, yeah. They recommend you to get a Terminator. Yes. Yes, yes. Terminator is a very good item. However, Terminator is a good item by itself only for dungeons. You're going to need a Hyperion for Kudra. And yeah, Hyperion is very important. But like you mentioned earlier, you wanted a new money making method. If you want to get into an end game money making method, such as high level dungeons or Kudra, then you're gonna need both. You know? Both are necessary, but you're also gonna need to invest in your armor. Like your armor is fine for like up to M3, but anything M5 and above, you're gonna have to get Legion. You're gonna have to get Master Stars. Those are things that you will need to keep into account. You know. Ooh, duplex, huge. Free money. Why Blazer actually makes some money, you know, sometimes. Not bad. I'll gladly take that duplex book. One tapping ghost solo 60 seconds tier 4 E-man. I can't tilt a tier 4 now. 1k MP and 1 mil damage to a graveyard zombie. Those are some very honorable goals. I mean, yeah, I mean, Dark Claymore will solve half of those. I will tell you that. Dark Claymore would solve half of those. I mean, 1 million damage with a Claymore is a child's play. And so is the one tapping ghosts. The E-Man is a bit more complicated. A 60-second boss in E-Man is something. It takes like Crimson Armor or a really good tempo with Aurora. And 1 KMP is definitely a nice goal to have. I mean, it'll help with everything. Could mining not be considered endgame at max? I would argue it's not. Right? And I hate to say that because I love mining. Right? It was the skill that the mining as a skill was the backbone of my profile and of my YouTube channel as well. Because I used to talk a lot about mining, and mining guides were like my most viewed videos. But mining is not endgame. Like, I mean, anyone who says that is just coping. I'm sorry. Mining is not really an endgame piece of content. Because like getting to max mining takes you maybe like outside of powder grinding, which is kind of hard, but it's maybe like a few like a mid game player could max out mining. Okay, is what I'm trying to say. While a mid game player could not get Blaze 9, for example, mid game player could not play M7. That's a thing, right? Maxing out mining is not an easy task. It's probably one of the hardest non-combat skills to max out. But maxing it out isn't really a end game thing. It's more of a time powder grinding thing. So it's different, right? You don't need to be end game to be able to max out mining. Like, they won't be like, ooh, back-to-back duplex. Hey, we take those. Holy shit. Stream luck, guys. Back-to-back duplex. Easy 14 mil. We will gladly take that. Holy crap. That's huge. That is huge. I'm doing it right now. I guess so. Max mining is pain, true. Max the powders is hard. But like, what I'm trying to say is like, it's something everyone could do, right? It's like saying Vampire Slayer's endgame. No, it's not. Right? It's not. It just isn't. The only content I would consider endgame is Kudra and M7. That's about it. Right? Kudra and M7. There might be something else I'm forgetting. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But, yeah. I'm an OG player, lost my main when I was M5 released, dropped my own handle and had hype for like 5 months, got bored since hype didn't kill many mobs back then, and that's why I didn't rush hype now. Yeah, but it's a different time now, you know what I mean? I remember back when M7 first released, hype was a weird item for sure. I didn't have one either back then. I just didn't want to get one. Like, I could buy one if I wanted to, if I sacrificed some items. But I didn't want one. But nowadays, hype is best in slot for non-tier 5 Rev Slayer. Best in slot for Svens even, because you're spawning them fast. For Tarantula easily. Best in slot for anything in the nether. Best in slot for dungeons that's not master mode. Best in slot or necessary for Kudra. Very convenient for everything else in the game. Very convenient for bestiary grinding. It's just very important nowadays. It's very different. What about Blaze? Do you mean what's the question? No one used hype as healing item back then. To some extent, I feel like people used hype as a shielding item, right? Like they would use a Scylla back then. I remember. Scylla was huge back then, especially for Enderman Slayer. Like, you could use a Scylla and heal. That's one of the main reasons that almost convinced me to get hype back then, is because I wanted to use it as a shield. Just like hyping the Scylla. Is Blaze endgame? Blaze Slayer? Yeah, definitely. Blaze Slayer is definitely endgame. Then it's mainly just because of how much money it costs, but also how stat checky it is. Your average player, like if somehow like if I somehow unsoul bound my gear and gave it to a mid game player, they wouldn't be able to kill the Blaze boss due to lack of stats. It's rough. It's gotten a lot better nowadays because of better techniques and the ability to use sword. And the ability to pay attention during the boss, which is something I can't do apparently. The ability to use Sorrow Chestplate has made things a lot easier. However, overall, Blaze Slayer just requires so much gear. It requires a certain degree of skill. It requires stats, just raw stats, and everything. Back in the day, I remember for Blaze Slayer, you literally couldn't do it if you weren't at least like Skyblock level 310 or something. And 310 back then is like 380 now. Because the reason why is because the Blaze did too much damage. If you didn't get the health bonus from your Skyblock level, you would just die. Like, you couldn't tank it. It was too much. Nowadays, there's a lot more stuff that you can just like play around with to make yourself tankier. The Blaze Tech Ham Radio. I mean, it was there back then, but it wasn't accessible to the average player. Also, I think, yeah, Vosu got disconnected. Is that why I'm dying? Alright, looks like we're switching to Sorrow Chestplate Gaming. Alright, it'll make bosses like not 10%. It'll make bosses, I think, 3% slower to spawn. But hey, I'll take it for survivability and not dying. The Void Gloom just released an RCM Mage was not even a thing. Used to be one for all. Exactly, yeah. Alright, yeah, exactly. I was talking actually earlier in the stream about how much I loved old Enderman Slayer. It was like actually like cool, you know, like you would go in, Endstone Sword, and rush in and bomb rush the boss. It was great. Good times. Nowadays, Emancipated Slayer's become this weird thing. It's just bizarre. Which equipment are you using? I am using the Full Vanquish set. Full Vanquish set with Cayenne, Veteran Vitality. And the reason why I do that is because Cayenne gives me 2 true defense per piece. And the what is it? The full set bonus gives me 10% more damage, and I take 10% less damage. So it's overall just a great set to have. And of course, Veteran Vitality is just nice. Veteran to spawn the boss faster, Vitality to heal more. Very simple. Obviously, you don't need to get as good as mine. All you need is just Veteran Vitality. And you need it to be a whole set of Vanquished. That's it. That's gonna be bad. Like this guy, whoever designed this mini-boss is a madman. I'm telling you. He added one too many zeros to the damage number on this guy. Thankfully, he's not fighting back right now because someone else's boss is here. And then, if you guys are not familiar with the ability of the Gummy Bear, it makes all blazes passive if a boss is nearby. It's really nice. Is E-Drag, Overflux, or Ender already necessary for E-Man? Depends on what you're doing, right? It depends on what setup you're using. E-drag, if you have a G-drag, obviously not, but that's obviously, I'm guessing that's not part of the question, but E-drag is necessary, kind of. You can do it without it, it just makes it a big pain. I've done it without it, though. I got the E-Man 7 without an E-drag. I used an Enderman pet. It's doable for sure. Do I recommend it? No. But it's doable. But an overflux is necessary for if you're doing any mage-based thing and you don't have mana regen Aurora. If you don't have mana regen Aurora and you're doing it mage-wise, there's a good chance you'll run out of mana unless you're using the Midas Staff strat. Then yes, I would recommend having it. And Ender Artifact is a weird one. Like, you could technically do it without it, but it does make things a lot more relaxed because you take way less damage. That's what I would say. Not E-drag, but the other items. Yeah, I mean, that's what the other items are all about, you know? I just need some more survivability for tier 4s. Yeah. For survivability, I would say go full Final Destination. It's weird, right, to say that, but full Final Destination nowadays is quite good. It's gone quite good. All you really need to do. I'm also gonna switch lobbies here because this person's taking a lot of my blazes. He's not doing it in a respectable manner anymore. He's taking them everywhere. He's moving around. We switch in lobbies. But yeah. Full Final Destination and an Atom Split will give you easily enough damage to kill the boss. The boss will be a little slow, but you won't die. Hey, I'll take it. Make sure it's 25k kills plus though, so you can actually not die. And if you don't have an E-drag pet, then you can use a Yeti, you can use an Enderman. Doesn't really matter. I just need survivability. Also, if you really want to use other pieces, then just use like one piece of Final Destination. That can work as well. What are your tallies reforce set on, Richards and tunings? For Blaze Slayer or for Enderman Slayer? Blaze Slayer, I'm using Hurtful, and everything on Strength. And my enrichments are on Magic Find. What should I spend my money on? I might grind to 500 mil now. I mean, I would recommend looking into a Hyperion. Depends on what you want to do though, right? Do you want to get into Kudra and dungeons? Then probably a Hype. Or upgrades to your Necron. Do you want to get into another skill? Then get what's required for said skill. I have level 93 E-Man. 25k? Yeah, then you should be able to do it pretty easy. I'm sure you're not dying, right? Surely. And an Atom Split, right? You'll heal with the Atom Split and you shouldn't die. And you should just use like a Reaper Scythe to spawn summons during Shields phase. You'll be just fine. Hurtful better or Bloody? What does Bloody do? Let me check. Let me hit up my boy. I can get out of combat for a second here, Mr. Maxwell. I want a solo M3. I mean, that's pretty simple to do. A Terminator, anyone with a Terminator and enough health should be able to solo M3 quite easily. Hurtful. So Bloody is the one you want to talk about. What the? Why is it intelligence? Oh, such a bizarre stat. No, don't get that. So, I mean, if you don't have Hurtful, then Bloody's fine. But that intelligence stat makes no sense. Right? That's what I would say. If you don't have like the Hurtful Reforge, it's quite expensive to unlock it, so I would understand. Then Bloody should be fine, or there's some other ones like Warrior I think are pretty good too. Or like Silky. I can solo M1, but the 200 mil takes time. Yeah, it's a waste of time to solo the Master Mode bosses, and for the most part, right? But if that's a personal goal of yours, then a Terminator will make that much easier. Get a Power 7 Terminator with some good Master Stars, like 8+ Master Stars. You're gonna be just fine. Trust me on that one. I can literally insta-kill the Master Mode. Not Master Mode, the Derpy M3 boss is hilarious. Because the Professor is especially like weak to that, because he has his Guardians around him, and it makes the arrows bounce between them. He dies pretty easily. Also, my damage feels incredibly low. I think I accidentally screwed up my auto pet rules. I'm gonna have to check those after. Right now, I should be on G-Drag, so we're fine. Is strong better than... Nothing is better than Hurtful. I'll be completely honest. Hurtful is the best. But if you don't have Hurtful, then you can look into alternatives. But in terms of raw damage, Hurtful is the best Reforge for melee. Comfortably. On my stage, which alt enchant on the Terminator? Exclude Kudra, it's not my gear goal. If you don't want to do Kudra, then it's Soul Eater. That's it. If you want to do Kudra, then it's Duplex. And then, yeah, that's about it, really. You don't need to worry about any of the other ones for now. Duplex or... My damage is feeling a little low right now. I think it's because I swapped my Soro chestplate. It is what it is, though. Sacrifices had to be made. I could switch a Warden helmet, I guess, but I don't really want it. So I'll just stick to this. It makes the bosses like a few seconds slower. That's fine. I thought strong because I'm getting 522 strength, 525 strength and crit damage? Really? Let us refer to Maxwell once again. Strong, you said? Do I have strong? Is there a reforge called strong? I mean forceful? But SC not good for DPS. I mean, yes, but like, if you want to get DPS, a lot of it's going to be dictated by your kata level. If you want high kata level, you need Soul Eater. Because you're going to need to clear properly in high floors. Right? Mandra. Doesn't the Mandra give you Hurtful? Huh, would you look at that? So it gives you 480. So we're looking at 900, around 1,000 total stats. We're looking at around 1,000. Like the stat numbers are equal, but I think that 15% attack speed bonus is better. And at the same time, this stats, although it's more equal, usually you'll have way more strength than crit damage. So having more crit damage is usually more convenient, right? Because say I was holding this normally. If you removed so much crit damage and added strength, it would actually be like around the same performance for Blaze Slayer. But like overall, strength is usually higher due to most items giving way more strength than crit damage. But if it works better for you, then go for it, I guess. I've actually never heard of anyone using Mandra, but it looks really good on paper at least. Same price as Hurtful. Interesting. Yeah, it is quite expensive. But hey, I don't know. I've never seen anyone use it though. Everyone who I've seen do Blaze Slayer has been using Hurtful. I mean, I can ask Guild. Let's see what Guild thinks. We will find out in a second, as the Guild will decide. They'll be really confused why a Blaze 8 player is asking what the Reforge is. Yeah, it's Hurtful. Look at that. But I guess I don't know. I'm sure Mandra would probably be a small difference, but that 15% attack speed is quite nice and probably way more valuable than 25 strength and crit damage. That's also to be kept into account. What's your main money-making method for mid-game? What was my main money-making method? It was Zealot grinding. Zealot grinding is a little outdated though. I've heard it still makes good money, so definitely look into it. If it does, then it does, you know. But yeah, it was Zealots. Nowadays, if I were to start a new profile and be mid-game, I would probably try and rush Kudra. But if I didn't have enough money, like for a hype in term, then I would most likely farm, maybe. It's hard to say what I would do, honestly. Or maybe borrow money. I mean, realistically, I would just borrow money off some of my friends or something. But like, if we're talking about like without that opportunity, then I would just probably mine or farm. One of the two. I'd probably get into mining. I'm not a big fan of mining. And also I just died to that mini boss. I told you it's way too tanky. I'm telling you. That thing is unbalanced. My Crimson legs bugged away, so I gotta use Necron again. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, you can do it with Necron. I've tried, it works just fine. Necron. It's a little less damage, but like, the main hit you get off, you lose, is like, you don't get that veteran, you know? But outside of that, it's still pretty good. Oh, I need to renew my Gummy Bear. I felt like I was taking a lot of damage during bosses. Also renew Wisp while I'm at it. I don't think I need to, but I'll do it anyways. They didn't even refund me, and they were cheap. That was mean. Who didn't refund you? Hypixel? I suppose, yeah. I mean, yeah, they never give items back, unfortunately. That is the reality of the situation. Oh, this is gonna spawn the boss. Wait, no! Don't fall in the lava! No! I hate this thing. Why did they design it like this? So you can't walk out of lava. Literally, the only thing you can do is pray that the minis spawn outside the lava and walk to you. Because they can actually swim to some extent. So maybe he'll actually run to me. Come on, you can do it. He's just suffocating. Why are you suffocating? Okay, you can walk, right? Come on, let's go. Would you look at that? We got him. New skip strat just came out, guys. You can skip the demons by making them burn to death. Metaspain 2 Bell and 1010 and they bug out because some great game coding. 1010? Yeah, 1010 armor? Damn, that's really sucks then. Holy shit. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. And I've been considering upgrading the attributes on my armor, but I think I did like a cost representation thing. It's more cost efficient to just get like infernal armor or just other stuff around it. So I decided not to get it past 6. It'd probably be pretty cheap to get to like 7 or 8, but I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, losing a 1010 piece is crazy, though. They're so expensive. Yeah. Hypixel does that sometimes. That's the reason why I always have a arrow swapper in my top left. Not only because it's useful, but because this slot often gets deleted in like different parts of the game for some reason. That top left slot is where things will go for no reason and delete your items when you like warp to like Kudra or dungeons. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. That's what I do. Put a arrow swapper in there. I once had I think the most valuable thing I've had wiped though was I was really lucky. It was only like a Kudra key or something. So I lost like what 3 mil. I'll be fine with that. I'm back. Welcome back to the stream, Mr. Nexy. I have chests and boots 1010 laying around now and missing leggings. Looks so dumb. Oh, that's unfortunate, yeah. Hopefully you drop some high class dice and then you can get the leggings back. How did I die earlier? I just realized I died. I wasn't even paying attention to the game. There's just a lot of blazes, I'm guessing. There's too many blazes. They're overwhelming us. We must cut down the population. There's too many of them. But yeah, Blaze Slayer's been pretty good. It's become almost muscle memory. So that's at least convenient. I like Blaze a lot more than E-Man, for example. E-Man is always I don't know. But Blaze is just nice. A very good boss. Like if you want to do the Blaze boss slightly faster, then you can do it in an active way. Or if you just wanted to do a chill manner, then you can just do it the way I'm doing right now with the safe blocks. Yeah. I was considering upgrading my Blaze Slayer setup, but I don't think it'll speed up the bosses by enough for it to be worth my time. So right now I just got like just good enough for it to skip. I can demon skip both times, and I can pillar skip every single time as well. That's all I really care about, right? Like, doing a couple less hits per phase is not going to do anything to the actual duration of the boss by any substantial amount. The only things that matter is demon skip and the other one, pillar skip. That's what I'm focusing on. But sometimes, since I'm not wearing a Warden helmet, I lack the damage to pillar skip, or the second demon skip, sorry. But this time it worked perfectly fine. I got second demon skip just fine. In case you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, because it sounds like gibberish, I'll explain on the next boss, because I kind of have to show it. Pillar skip, I don't have to show, because it won't. There's nothing to show. I'm essentially doing it so that I don't have the pillars that one-shot you spawn at all. Because normally when they spawn, you have to Wither Cloak, but since I'm getting through the phases so fast, he doesn't have time to place down a pillar. That's essentially what I'm doing. Bro, is him. I don't know, man. The skips do take, I guess I'm getting used to, but once you get like good at it, you know, it's good. Obviously, like I could skip way more easily if I put on the Warden helmet, but like I'm fine with what I am using right now. It makes spawning a little bit faster. It makes me run faster as well, which is just very quality of life. So I'm just using that. Normally I would use full Crimson, but that's only if someone else is near me with a Blaze Tech cam radio. Since nobody is, I can't. Simple as that. Alright, so I'll explain it now. So this is first phase. Boss has 5 phases. In first phase is very simple. He does like no damage. He doesn't have any moves. Then I Ragnarok Axe in order to skip first demon. First demon is simple. I just need to be able to kill Quasi in one phase like this. He dies instantly. Then I get to Typhoeus here, and it allows me to go into Golden and be immediately into Golden in second phase. Now we start third phase of the boss, which is pretty much his second phase, where he can spawn pillars. But since my damage is so high, he doesn't have time to place said pillar. Then we reach second demon's phase, and in second demon's phase, you don't Ragnarok Axe because you don't want to kill Typhoeus right away. That is because of the swap ability of the Pyro Chaos Dagger that allows me to insta-kill both Typhoeus and Quasi. And then we go into final demon's phase, which is literally just a stat checker. He's super high damage, but he doesn't have a lot of health, and you just kill him before he kills you. Or places a fire pillar. And that's just the second pillar skip. That's about it though. Really simple. But most of it you don't even need to keep account of. You just need to Ragnarok Axe at first demon and just play. If you want to do it slightly faster, you can do Reaper swap at second demon. Reaper swapping a second demon makes it like half a second faster if you really want to do that. But it's like super sweaty. I've never liked Reaper swap as a concept. It's essentially you abusing the ability of the Reaper armor set. And essentially, like, I'll be fighting something, and then I'll go quickly, boom, swap, use the ability, and I'm very slow with it, but then swap back your armor. And by doing that, you get to maintain that ability for whatever seconds this ability lasts for. Right? It lasts for 6 seconds. It lasts for 6 seconds. Yeah, it's not worth it. But if you really want to sweat, you can one-shot Typhoeus doing that, and that makes the boss ever so slightly faster. Sorrow chestplate actually. Time for me to go. It's midnight for me. Hope you guys have a good day. See you guys. Yeah, thanks for joining in, man. Have a good night. Is Blaze Tech even worth? If you can have a Blaze Tech buddy, yes. If you can't, no. Right. The 40 true defense allows you to go full Crimson without having to worry about the boss spawn, about screwing up second demon skip. Because if you're in full Crimson, you screw up second demon skip, you're dead. And game over, right? Second demon skip, if you screw up, you die. Right? Like, I mean, you can survive if you, like, astray a shield or something, but realistically, you die. Yeah, you don't have any friends to be able to do Blaze. That's understandable. Like, even, like, most of my friends, they have Blaze Tech cam radios. I don't think Vosio is watching right now, but if he is, Vosio, you need to do some Blaze Slayer. Bro, this never gets on for Blaze Slayer. I swear to God. But yeah. If you can also just like ask, you know, like any ham radio enjoyers. And then if someone responds, then you can become a ham radio enjoyer with them. But usually it's not gonna happen, right? Outside of Aatrox, maybe. But yeah, then you can't. Then it's not really that worth it. Like I mean, I would just recommend using a Sorrow chestplate regardless. No? Like even right now, I don't have ham radio buff, so I'm using a Sorrow chestplate. I could probably do it without, but like it just removes so much of the stress. I could look away for a few seconds in the boss, and I'll be just fine. I won't die. You know, the Sorrow chestplate just gives you so much true defense. It's absurd. But yeah, overall, Blaze Slayer is quite good. My RNG in Blaze Slayer is terrible, though. But it doesn't stop me from liking it. Let me get some water. But overall, I'm really excited for Diana. 2 days until Diana, and I'll finally be able to get back on the Diana grind. It's been so long. I really shouldn't miss it because I have PTSD from Diana. But I want to get back on the grind, stream it, you know. That was like my biggest streams back then. Back when I used to like do YouTube and streaming like pretty often. I would do big Diana streams where I would be like streaming till Chimera book. And I would stream for like 16 hours straight for some reason because I never dropped a Chimera book. But yeah, that's gonna happen. It's gonna be pretty fun. Haven't done Blaze in months. Gonna try it. You don't use Flux or SOS? No, I don't because I can't be bothered. I had a flare before. I didn't have SOS. I had the second one. But I just never placed it. Cause, I mean, you don't need it, right? Like if we take a look, I think it's called the alert flare. I'll take a look after this mini. The reason why I don't use it, right? It's because I don't need. Okay, there's another mini. Minis do a lot of damage. You can't. They do a lot of damage, as you can see. But alert flare doesn't really give you any damage. It just gives you survivability, mainly in the form of vitality and true defense. Ferocity doesn't work on blazes, so it doesn't do anything, right? Blazes are immune to ferocity, so you can ignore that stat. So it's really just for the 20 true defense. But since you're wearing a Sorrow chestplate anyways, that gives you how much true defense again? It gives you 99 true defense. You don't need true defense, right? You're just tanky enough easily. So yeah, you don't really need it because of that. That's why I don't personally use any flares. Now, if I'm doing it and somebody else around me is placing an SOS, I'm not complaining, right? I'm not complaining, but I wouldn't personally place it because I don't want to keep track of it. Because when I do Blaze Slayer, I literally just like watch a movie or something. Like recently, I was doing Blaze Slayer while watching Death Note. I actually never watched it. It was pretty good. Been watching the Death Note series. It's kind of a banger, I'm not gonna lie. So I was just watching Death Note while doing Blaze Slayer. Because it's such an easy boss if you just get it down to muscle memory. Oh no, not this guy. Look at that. How is that damage balance? I swear they added an extra 0 to his DPS. All this true damage. I have the SOS on. I don't know. I just bought it. I just thought I needed it. No, you don't need it. Yeah, but it's a good item. I'm considering getting one as well. I was going to get one until I recently spent a bunch of money on like this. For no reason, by the way. I don't mind. I thought it would look cool. I bought it. But yeah, so I was gonna get SOS instead, but that's what I got for no reason. I might sell it. We'll see. But the only reason why I would get an SOS would be to use it for it would be to use it for what is it called? Enderman Slayer. Because it lasts a long time, doesn't cost a lot of mana, and gives you a bunch of mana regen, which is all things you really want from Ender Slayer if you use Hype Mage. But then I realized if I'm gonna do Enderman Slayer, I'm probably gonna do it melee anyways. So yeah. So I realized it's kind of a waste of my time to do it. I quit mining again. I hate it. Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you. Like, I feel like if people like need to mine, then they should mine, right? I know it's hard though. Like for example, when I used to love mining back before Crystal Hollows came out. After Crystal Hollows came out, I kind of like grew this a distaste for mining in some way. Oh, I despawned because I liked mithril mining, which is so weird, but I don't know why. I thought it was really cool. So I have like 2,000 commissions on my profile. But when I tried to get into gemstone mining, I spent like over 100 hours powder grinding, and I did so much stuff to get ready for gemstone mining. I gemstone mined for like an hour, and then I never touched it again. I just couldn't stand it. I don't know why. There's just something about setting up lobbies, doing all that stuff that I just really disliked. I couldn't. I did like an entire hour of it, and I was just like, no, this is not what I want. This is not my thing, and I just stopped doing it. My God, I hate red minis. Burning souls are my bane. This is with so much true defense here. I like 200 true defense, and the burning souls just keep killing me. There's nothing I can do to get around it. They're just this powerful. The only thing you can do is like run around it and pray. People who use cheats are really can kill them pretty easily though, because normally when you run around that speed, you can't really hit them much. But if you use like what is it called, the lock-on thing, you can hit it pretty easily. But obviously that would get you banned, so I don't recommend it. Here we go. Blaze Slayer is cool. I've been considering becoming a Blaze Slayer carrier, because Blaze Slayer carries cost a fortune. So, you know, if I could get all that money, it would be huge. I could maybe look into getting a Chimera 5 Daedalus Axe or something. I don't know. It's like I screwed up first demon skip somehow. Oh, I did. It still worked out. I almost screwed up first demon skip. It's just a DPS check though. Sometimes it happens. Since I'm not wearing a warden. For me, my personal money making methods is, as we've been talking about that a lot, is just like I like Kudra. I mean, obviously, but like I like Kudra. It's nice. I also like the other ones. What's it called? Dungeons to some extent. I don't know. I just don't like how sweaty dungeons has become. I remember back in the day, any person who just had the cat level to play M7 that had like a decent cat level, like 40 something. As long as you were in the 40s, you could just get into a party and play with people. But now they're so obsessed with skipping, and now that they've been satisfied with skipping, they want split skip. You know, so you have to at least be cat of 50 before you can start playing dungeons. Come on, M7, you need cat of 50 to play a DPS class, which is why I'm pretty much permanently delegated to tank. Which I don't mind. I mean, tank is pretty fun in M7, I'm not gonna lie. You actually have stuff to do. You have responsibilities and stuff. But yeah. Unless you're playing tank or healer, you need to be like 48 plus. Bare minimum is 48, and any good party wouldn't want you if you're 48 in a DPS class. You would need to be like 49. And for like mage, you're gonna need to be like 50. Archer is obviously 50. It's really Burrs that has a bit more leniency. In mage, sometimes if you have a good gear, like high Chimera level Dark Claymore. Because it's gone so sweaty, right? I'm just reluctant to play M7. Because if I join an M7 party, and I haven't played dungeons in a few months, right? Then they're gonna be like, oh, you're not performing, blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, I haven't played in months. But yeah, that's why I like Blaze Slayer. I'm excited for Diana though. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I miss it. It's also gonna give me a bunch of Skyblock XP from all the new bestiary for Diana, as well as like the little Slayer quest for Diana. I killed 10,000 Diana mobs. It's definitely gonna be interesting. But yeah, I mean, how long have I been streaming for? It's been a while. 85 minutes, really? Damn, I've been streaming for a while. Time flies. I'm probably gonna call it a day soon. Probably gonna do more. That's probably the last boss. It was fun though. It definitely gets me back into the groove of streaming. I want to do some more streaming in the future. But overall, I think that's enough to Blaze for now. I don't think anyone has any more questions. If you have any more questions, ask them now before it's too late. Otherwise, though, I thank you guys all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day. And watch a new video. It's pretty cool. All right. Have a nice day. Bye.